Hello and welcome to Movie Chats. I'm Steve, and on my last video I said I'll go through a update of my Blu-ray collection. Now, a little bit of backstory on this is that I didn't really have many until a couple of months ago, and I blame little Steve for this because he did a couple of videos on his, then I started seeing how cheap they were, and then I started upgrading my collection to Blu-ray, and yeah, and this is where I'm at the moment. So what I'll do at the bottom is that I'll put a little counter on so we can keep up to track how many that I have got, yeah, and then my plan will be to watch them review the DVD, the Blu-ray. They're all Blu-rays. I'm not going through the DVDs today. And I'll go through the screen selection and all the menu options of that, and then I'll review the film as well. So yeah, hopefully it should give us some content for the channel going forward. So I've broke these out into normal cases, what I consider to be the normal cases, like that one, and then the ones that I've got the fancy cardboard like sleeve over the top of it, and then I've also got the movie box sets like Aliens, Star Trek and stuff like that, so we'll keep them separate. So what we'll do first is that we'll do the normal boxes, and just so you can see, they're all there. So there isn't that really that many of them to go through. That's my notes from last night's live show. Okay, so let's make a start, shall we? So the first one that we've got is actually Lana's, so it's a bit of a cheat. It's Wallace and Gromit, the complete collection. Now, as you know, Lana loves Wallace and Gromit, so when I saw this one I had to pick this up because she had it on DVD. So we upgraded. This is the first one I actually upgraded to Blu-ray. As you can see, it's still sealed, and she's still got the DVD box sets, so when she watches it on the DVDs. Yeah, so that's Lana. That was the first one, and that's Lana's. The next one, Starship Troopers. Now, little Steve laughs at me because I say this is the best war film ever filmed. I really do love this movie. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. The propaganda aspect to it is brilliant. Casper Van Dien is brilliant. The storyline is just superb, and it's a low budget sci-fi movie. And when you have a look at the uniforms and some of the other weapons and stuff like that, you can see them in other series as well. That's how low budget it was. They actually recycled a lot of the gear to make money back on the film, and it's actually quite a good cult classic now at the moment. So watch Starship Troopers and tell me what you think about it. On the same vein, I love the anime Starship Troopers. I love the cartoon, I love the anime movies, so I picked up Starship Troopers Invasion. This continues the story from the war going through. And like I say, you get to see Rico and that lot at the end of it, but it follows another another set of troopers and stuff like that. But it's brilliant. If you ever seen Final Fantasy Spirits Within, the anime is similar to that. This one's another one of Lana's, Saint Trinians. Less said about that, the better, really. And this one's another one of Lana's, The Dictator. She likes Sacha Baron Cohen, and she loves this film, so we ended up getting it on Blu-ray. She won't let me trade them in. Now, I did mention last night that this was in my top 5 from 1980, The Blues Brothers. If anyone hates The Blues Brothers, I don't know what's up with you. I love this film. I don't like musicals. I I've said that many a time on this channel. I don't like musicals, but this film I absolutely love. The sequel wasn't that great, to be honest. Blues Brothers 2000 wasn't that great, but this one is brilliant. This is the 30th anniversary, 35th anniversary special. So I can't wait to watch this one and review this. Actually, this might be my first one I'd do. If you're wondering what it is that I'm throwing them onto, it's just the bed on the other side. Now, I have had comments in the past about people saying, you know, you're throwing stuff in. It's only landed on the bed there. Okay, carrying on is Reign of Fire. Now, Christian Bale and Matthew McConaughey are brilliant in this film. This is one about the dragons. And I've read out recently we are due to get a sequel of this film. Now, that will be amazing. But again, another one to go and check out if you enjoy like fantasy movies and stuff like that. It's an absolute brilliant film. One of my favourite superhero movies of all time is The Phantom. Now, I couldn't leave this behind in CEX when I saw this. Now, I picked this up on the day that I was getting my tattoo done in CEX, and I think it cost me £8. But yeah, brilliant film. Billy Zane is absolutely superb. They don't make comic movies like they used to anymore. One of the best all-time action thriller bank robber, cops and robbers type movies. Heat. Again, this is another one that most people hate, and I think it's just because it's so long and slow in parts. But Al Pacino, Val Kilmer, Robert De Niro, it's a dream cast to get everybody in. And yeah, my God, what a movie this is. Now, I understand that there's a sequel in the making for this one as well, which will be interesting to see how they do it, because like you say, obviously Robert De Niro and Al Pacino are getting on now, and it'll be interesting to see what the sequel's going to be to this. I don't know if it's going to be another crew or anything like that, but if it is, then it's not really a sequel. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. A film that's got a great premise. And yeah, I do like the aesthetics of the film. I love how they try to pull this one off. It doesn't quite make the A-list type movie blockbuster, but it's in time. Now on this one, as you can see by the art on the box there, they all have like a body clock, and when they work they get minutes and hours and stuff like that, and that's how they trade. So a cup of coffee could cost you half an hour, you know, and then when your clock runs down to zero, you die. And then obviously Justin Timberlake's character goes through something, and then it turns him into a bit like a time bandit type of robber, and he tries to change the system. So yeah, great premise of a film. I do love the way it's been done. Yeah, give this one a watch. Classic, Green Mile. You know, you can't have a collection without Green Mile. Everybody loves this film. Tom Hanks is brilliant. There's no point really talking much about it on this video. I'll talk more about it when I watch it and review it. I got the Bad Boys trilogy. Now, like I say, I like Bad Boys 1. Bad Boys 2 wasn't particularly great. Bad Boys for Life was a little bit of a letdown for me, really. I know little Steve loves it, but it was a bit of a letdown. At some point, I will get around to taking all the CEX stickers off these. I'm just lazy. These go on the shelf because they just sit like that, don't they? And that's all that people see. Yeah, there's going to be a Bad Boys 4, apparently. Let's see how long Martin Lawrence and Will Smith can drag this series out now. The only Hellboy that you need to know is the first one, Ron Perlman's one. Now, I do feel sorry for Harbour, who did the other Hellboy, the recent one. I did enjoy that film. It didn't turn out quite great for him. It was his version of Green Lantern, he said. But this one is absolutely brilliant. It's a great film. I did like Golden Army as well, which is Hellboy 2. It's a shame we never got a third Ron Perlman Hellboy. and that's the one that we all wanted. Spaceballs, awesome movie, dead funny. Takes the piss out of several other franchises of sci-fi, but it still makes a decent film. Yeah, I love this movie. I really do love this movie. Like I say, this is another one that I can't wait to review and watch and stuff like that. There doesn't seem to be many special features on this one, though, so we'll see. The original Mortal Kombat. Now, I wasn't a big fan of the re-release one, but yeah, I love this film. I think Christopher Lambert was great as Raiden for all 8 lines that he says in the whole film. But yeah, again, really great film, great soundtrack, well filmed, well done. Special effects were brilliant. But yeah, another film that you can't have a collection without owning: Shawshank Redemption. You know, like I say, Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman, absolutely brilliant film. Yeah, a classic to have in any collection. It's got to be done. There's still people out there that haven't seen this. Watch this movie. A great classic sci-fi movie from the 80s, Robot Jox. Now in this film, there's no war. Each country's fight for territories with giant robot mechs, and the pilots of those are like superheroes. Everybody loves them. They're all famous and stuff like that. And it's just a good old-fashioned Power Rangers meets, I don't know, Transformers in a sense, but well done film. Great film to watch. It's a good little sci-fi movie. So yeah, watch Robot Jox. King Kong's not got shit on me. Training Day. Now this dark, gritty police drama is amazing. Ethan Hawke and Denzel Washington is just brilliant in this movie. Like I say, definitely give this one a watch. Training Day. It's absolutely superb. Now we've reviewed this on Movie Chats when we did Chris's channel, and we reviewed it on our channel as well, which is Senna. Now I love this like documentary style movie about Senna. It goes through his relationships with the other racers and how he deals with that, the development of his cars and stuff. And unfortunately, it does actually film his death. It catches his death there, and it's a dead sad moment. Now, we did review this a couple of weeks ago, so if you didn't get to watch it on the review week, go and watch it now. There's a lot of these that I'm telling you to go and watch, and it's because I absolutely love them. Right, we'll speed it up a little bit. Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon. Great movie. Yeah, again, another classic for a collection. I mentioned this one last night, Gran Torino. Absolutely loved this movie. Clint Eastwood's character was brilliant. This is the first one of this type of genre that I actually give the time to watch. And since then, I do go back in now and watch it every now and then I pick up more of this genre when I see it, and so we can watch it. I was more of a sci-fi stroke action film, not like slow, dark, gritty type movies. But yeah, I love this movie. Right, next lot we have one of Lana's music and lyrics. Now I picked this up at the boot sale, tried to trade it into CEX. She was with me and she went ballistic because she never got a chance to watch it, so we ended up keeping it. I haven't seen this film yet, so that's one that we're going to have to watch together, and then yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. I might end up back in the boot sale. Dark Shadows, like I say, Johnny Depp. It's been years since I've seen this film, so I had to pick this one up at the boot sale. Adam Sandler as Zohan. Now, yeah, Special Agent turns hairdresser is the basic bit of that. But yeah, another boot sale pickup. Howard the Duck, great little movie. I did the DVD Blu-ray comparison on this one not so long ago, so I watched this. Great film. We are planning on doing a watch along, and I think this is going to be one of the first films that we do. Another great movie, another one that I've done recently, The Running Man. Go back and watch that comparison video. Awesome movie. And yeah, I just hope they don't remake it. I just hope they don't remake this one. Predator trilogy. Again, another one. Video's just out last week. Yeah, I love me Aliens and Predator and stuff like that. So, little Steve bought me this. Great, thanks, little Steve. The Big Lebowski. Great film. Awesome film. Go and watch it. Definitely go and watch that one. Alright. 44-inch chest. Gangster movie. Not seen it. Can't wait to watch it. Again, one of the 3 for £1 that I pick up on a regular basis. Yeah, like I say, it's only recently I've started getting into these type of movies. We watched Legend and the other week, and yeah, they stuff like Green Street and The Firm and stuff like that. So yeah, these gangster movies are really starting to give me something to watch. The Other Guys, I only picked this up because it's a funny movie. I probably won't watch it again now that I've seen it, but like I say, 3 for £1. The Zookeeper, never seen it, couldn't leave it behind. I had to pick it up to give it a go. I love this film, The Watchmen. Now, this is the 3-disc special edition, so I will have to give this one a proper watch, a proper review, and go through it all. Apocalypto. Awesome film, awesome movie. Go and watch it. Definitely watch this one. Alright, coming to the end of these like normal boxes now. American History X. Again, Ed Norton's meant to be absolutely superb in that. I haven't seen it in years, so I'll have to give that one a proper watch. Lucy, never seen it, but been highly recommended to me and said I've got to watch it. So I saw it and I had to pick it up. Knowing. I love this film. Nicolas Cage gets a really bad rep from time to time, but this film's actually quite good. This one was a birthday present, The Karate Kid. Now, I wasn't really overly impressed with Karate Kid 2 when we did the review last week on the film. I actually enjoy this film. I think Jackie Chan is brilliant in just generally anything that he does, but it gets a bit of a bad rep. But if you don't compare it to the trilogy or the quadrilogy or how many of the other ones is, if you count the next Karate Kid as part of that, it's just a nice little easy watch. Turn your brain off and watch it. We mentioned these next 3 last night on the show, if you've seen it. Kingdom of Heaven, Orlando Bloom, Assassin's Creed, Michael Fassbender. And again, this is another one of those gangster movies that I need. We're starting to watch, which is Unchained now. Antonio Banderas, there we go, put teeth in, Steve. Looks great in this film. You know, reading the back of the blurb, it says it's powerful, it's edgy and gripping. You know, I'm looking forward to watching this. What else have we got? Right, Sucker Punch. Again, another great like comic adaptation of a movie. Bad rep, but looks awesome. Frankenstein. Gotta get Frankenstein. Okay, so this is the newer version of it. I've never seen it. Gotta watch it. Ricky Gervais's Ghost Town. Again, I'm getting to be a big fan of Ricky Gervais. So yeah, I had to pick that one up because I've never seen it. Romeo and Juliet. Now we all know the story behind Romeo and Juliet. It's still got the security tag in there, and I still can't pop this bloody discount. I haven't had a chance to try and fix it yet. But 3 for £1, I'll end up swapping the case with one of the others. That's going to end up at the boot sale, I think. Last lot of these original discs, open discs, yeah, thingy boxes, normal boxes. We'll make a move because it's getting on. Dunkirk, never seen it. I had to pick it up when I saw it. It was a boot sale for 50p. Jamie Foxx considers this his worst movie he's ever done. Stealth. Now, I actually do enjoy this film. Mark Wahlberg in Shooter. Again, nice easy watch, you turn your brain off. Go and watch the film. In my opinion, Carl Urban's best movie he's ever done is Dredd. This is awesome. Now, I know Sylvester Stallone played Dredd, he played Judge Dredd, and this is a reboot of that series. It didn't do very well in the cinema. It wasn't well received, but it's become a cult classic, and Carl Urban wants to do a sequel. We all want him to do a sequel, which probably means we'll get another reboot of whichever newest heartthrob is out with a good jawline, and we won't get the sequel we all want. Give me a sequel to this movie. A great little like first person point of view movie. Very dark, very gritty, very bloody. Filmed in a way of like Doom's first person, so you are that character and you are seeing it through his eyes. Great movie. Hardcore Henry. Go and watch Hardcore Henry. Green Zone. Again, good little film. Matt Damon's absolutely superb. Give it a go. Another Ricky Gervais, The Invention of Lying. I wasn't a big fan of this film when I first watched it, but at that time I wasn't a big fan of Ricky Gervais. I'll have to give this one another go, which will surprise Lana when she catches me watching it, to be honest, because like I say, I wasn't very complimentary about it to start off with. Jean-Claude Van Damme in Double Impact. Now, this is a brilliant movie. It was probably one of the first movies that we got the same actor playing 2 parts on screen together. Well done, great, well filmed, great storyline. Definitely worth to pick up. This one, Lana got me. I haven't seen it, Saving Mr. Banks. So yeah, we'll have to give this one a go. But like you say, Tom Hanks and Emma Thompson. Sorry, I had to check who that was there for a second. It was escaping me. Tom Hanks and Emma Thompson are great actors and actresses separately in most things that they do. So yeah, I can't wait to watch this one. And last but not least of the normal standard cases is Batman The Killing Joke. Now, I recommended this one to Steve. He didn't really enjoy it. I saw this at a boot sale, so I picked up a copy of this. Now, I love the graphic novel, and I love the way that this was done as well. Okay, so what we'll do now is that we'll move on to the fancy sleeve style Blu-rays. Okay, here's the problem I've got with these, is that I don't like these protective fancy cardboard sleeves. Now, I know Steve has got a fancy name for them and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if I like keeping them or not. Let me know what you think about that. I don't know, is it part of the Blu-ray, or some of the artwork on them is absolutely amazing, but I think it just annoys me that I've got to slide something off them to get to the case before I can watch the film. So yeah, let's start getting through these now, shall we? So I've got The Raid. Now, I watched this recently. This is an awesome action movie. Police raid a tower block for like a mobster type thing. One of the coppers has got a brother that lives in the tower who works for the mobsters, and he's trying to save him as a separate storyline to what's going on. And this shit hits the fan. Really, really good movie. Martial arts on this is brilliant. It's well thought out, well choreographed. The hand-to-hand combat, very rarely used guns and stuff like that in the film. It's absolutely brilliant. Give this one a watch. And then Raid 2, which is the sequel. Again, it's the copper going against his brother. But no, brilliant film. Both films are great. Definitely worth. Now, this one says here that it's the greatest action movie ever filmed. Now, I prefer the first one over the second one myself. But they can't call the first one the greatest without calling the second one the greatest, because then they're talking the second one's not as good as the first one. But yeah, both movies well worth a watch. Give it a go. Another one that's got great artwork on the sleeve is Inception. You know, this is an awesome film. Again, people think it's too long, but it's too in depth. It's because they're not understanding what's going on in the film. You know, I think Elaine Page, or Elliot Page as she's known now, Leonardo DiCaprio. You've got, what's his name? I keep forgetting his name in this one. Oh, Jason Gordon-Levitt. He's absolutely brilliant. Again, brilliant film. He's one of these actors that does a lot of good movies, and people just don't recognise him for it. Great movie, awesome film. Go and watch. It's got a great supporting cast as well in this film. Go and watch it and give it the time and try and understand what's going on. I've bought this next one because I'm going to give it a second chance. I wasn't a big fan of it when I first seen it. I wasn't a big fan of it the second time round, so this is its third chance for me, and that's Gravity. Now, everybody seems to love this film, and I can't get it in my head why. Yes, it's got Sandra Bullock and George Clooney in it, but I don't understand why people love this film as much as they do. I just don't understand it. It's definitely probably going to end up in a Zivit pile or a car boot pile, to be honest. These next two I picked up because I just love Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes. So I picked up Sherlock Holmes. Again, look at that. That's really, really cool. So I picked up Sherlock Holmes, and I picked up Sherlock Holmes, the Game of Shadows, which is the second one. Now, again, I love Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes. I love Jude Law as Watson. Good movies, good fun movies, and like you say, the way that he portrays Holmes and the way that you see him smoking weed and doing this and magic mushrooms and all sorts. Well, you know, that's what Holmes must have been like for half the stuff that he comes up. The other film that I really do enjoy of like the Sherlock Holmes type of stuff is Young Sherlock Holmes. So I'm on the hunt for a Blu-ray copy of Young Sherlock Holmes. Kingsman, Secret Service. Again, I haven't seen this one. So I'm going to have to give this one a go, to be honest. But again, it might just end up in the car boot pile. I absolutely love this movie, Gladiator. So when I saw this, when we went to a Jumble Trail by us, and it was only a 50p, I had to pick this one up. I love this film. Russell Crowe is brilliant. Joaquin Phoenix is absolutely awesome as the Emperor. Great storyline. That everyone knows the monologue. I'm the husband of a murdered wife and a father to a murdered son. Everybody knows that speech. Yeah, definitely worth a rewatch, and it's definitely worth a watch if you've never seen it before. And again, it's another one of these films that it's got to be in your collection. And yeah, heaven forbid if you've not got it. One of the most emotional, gripping, heartstring pulling movies that I've seen in a long time is Captain Phillips. you know, I had to pick this one up. I think Tom Hanks was absolutely awesome. I've said this when I did my pickup video the other week when I got this. Tom Hanks is brilliant in this movie, and it can't help just tug on those heartstrings. You know, when you're watching it, it's based on a true story. He's done a lot of these sort of all close together, these true stories. He did The Terminal, Captain Phillips, Sully, and yeah, and he just portrays the characters brilliantly. It's a testament to how good of an actor he actually is. And then you see shit that he does like the Polar Express, which just pulls it down. This one Lorna asked me to pick up the other day if I was struggling for the 3 for £1. The Conjuring 2. Now, I don't know if we're going to try and get the Conjuring series. There is a new one coming out soon, but I wasn't a big fan of The Nun. I wasn't a big fan of Annabelle Comes Home or Annabelle Homecoming or whatever it was. But yeah, definitely pick this one up for Lawrence. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. Out of the lot of them, I do enjoy the Insidious films and Sinister over the Conjuring. I think they're better series. But yeah, I've got that one, and I love this movie. Now this has to be the second best war film, third best war film ever made, but after Starship Troopers and We Were Soldiers. Now, I mentioned We Were Soldiers last night on the live stream. Great movie, you know, definitely worth a watching. I think it's actually on our movie review wheel. This is brilliant. Alec Guinness in this movie is absolutely superb. Like I say, third best war movie behind We Were Soldiers and Starship Troopers. Go and watch this. I am looking forward to reviewing this. The Blu-ray special edition, special features look superb in it as well. And yeah, I definitely need to watch this one soon. Down to the last 3. Now, you would have seen this on last night's show, Avatar. Again, I love that like 3D holographic picture, but these sleeves aren't selling it to me at all. With the second one coming out, and I love the first film, I was surprised I never actually owned a copy of the first film on DVD. So again, 3 for £1, had to pick this up at the charity shop. So yeah, this one I know nothing about, so I thought, you know what, pick it up, give it a go. One of Bruce Willis's later movies, so it was probably straight to Blu-ray, straight to DVD, like the majority of his stuff that he was doing at the time. But it might be worth a watch, it might not be, and it'll end up in the car boot pile. And this one I picked up in HMV when we were in Chester on my birthday. It was the Evil Dead trilogy. Now, I love this trilogy. We were talking about the sequel to this trilogy, Evil Dead Rises, last night. It's going to get a cinematic release now instead of just going straight to stream on HBO Max. So I'm looking forward to going to cinema and finally watching an Evil Dead movie on the big screen. Now, the 2013 movie wasn't brilliant, but yeah, this looks awesome. Now, I picked this one up for £13 in HMV, and I'm glad I did because it was £18 in CEX. So yeah, it's always worth checking HMV out, as well as CEX, because CEX isn't always the cheapest, and this is just proof of that. Now, you'd be glad to know I am coming to the end of my show and tell. And these last 3 are some of my favourite franchises, and it's the complete box set of those movies to date. Obviously the new ones coming out, and etc., and I won't have them yet, so 2 seconds. So I'll start off with the Alien anthology. Now, the reason why I said this is complete is because obviously we haven't got the complete story to Prometheus yet, and Covenant. So the latest 3, and I don't think they're part of this series, if I'm honest. It's like Alien versus Predator. Where does that sit within the Predator franchise and the Alien franchise? It's sort of just in the middle, and it doesn't really go with either one or the other. And Covenant and Prometheus, to me at that point, is the same thing. Yes, you've got xenomorphs, but it's not tied in yet to where we get the signal that Ripley and Nostromo pick up and leads you to Alien. So this is Alien 1 to 4. So we've got Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, and Resurrection. When I was first talking about upgrading my collection to Blu-ray, Little Steve sent me this copy. So yeah, thanks Little Steve. I love these films. I watch them on a regular basis. I'm not gonna lie, you know I do. You can see behind me I've got quite a few Aliens and Predators. So yeah, great little franchise. Again, I've said that these are the complete movie collections. Now the J.J. Abrams Star Treks from 2009 onwards, so Star Trek Beyond, and what was the last one called? Into Darkness was the second one, sorry, and Beyond was the third one. I haven't got them on Blu-ray, and I don't consider them being part of these movie sets. So this is the Star Trek Stardate collection. So this is Kirk's 1 to 6 and Picard's 4 films in one go. So that's the 10 movies up to that. So yeah, that's what I consider to be the collection. I might bite the bullet and buy the other 3, but it'll be interesting to see if we get a 4th out of the new Kelvin universe Star Treks. We'll see if that happens. And last but not least, my very last Blu-ray to date that I'm going to show you today is the complete Star Wars saga. Now this is all the films. It is all the films, isn't it? Okay, so correction, 1 to 6. Okay, so it forgets the last 3, which is brilliant. You know, I'm not interested really in the last 3, but that's just made a liar out of me. Yeah, so that's Star Wars. It says it's a complete saga, but it's 1 to 6. So it has got The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, or Rise of the Skywalker. But I'm not particularly bothered about those films. I think Disney have ruined that franchise, but that's a conversation for another time. So let me know what you think about my collection so far. Is it worth me keeping these sleeves on them? Is there any that you recommend I watch first? So leave comments below. Don't forget to like the video. It does help us with the algorithms, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We are slowly growing. We are at 279 at the time of filming this this video. We have our live streams on a Thursday night, and we have movie chats extra the last Sunday of every month. Now we are reaching out to special guests and stuff like that, and trying to get people on to come and do movie chats extra. So hopefully we can build that a good show. Now I'm Steve, you've been watching Movie Chats, and I'll leave you at that point, and I'll say bye bye for now, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.